Hey everyone, Shabby Gamer here and welcome to part 2 of our Global Force Wrestling Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championship Tournament. As you can see, we've got the 2 semi-finals and the final left for you so far, so let's have a quick look at who we've got. We've got CNC Wrestle Factory, Cedric, Alexander and Caprice Coleman taking on best friends Trent and Chuck Taylor. And we also have South African Pride, Justin Gabriel and Angelico taking on reDragon, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. So without further ado, let's get straight into our first semi-final match. And here we go. To start off with Alexander and Trent in the ring. And of course, to get here, CNC Wrestle Factory defeated the Young Bucks in round number 1 in what was quite a quick and easy victory for them, really. I think the match for the best friends against Lucha Dragons was a bit more strenuous for them. The match lasted almost twice the amount of time, so will that come back to affect the best friends? We'll have to see what happens here this evening. Of course, damage retention is on, which is why I mentioned all of this. So these guys are taking all the damage they received in the last match forward into this one. Chuck Taylor went for a hot tag there. Nice to take the first man down, but the second man caught him. Tilt-a-whirl reverse DDT there by Cedric Alexander. Springboard elbow missed on Chuck Taylor. And of course, I think this video will probably be a bit quicker than our first one. Our first video obviously was all the first round matches, everyone from fresh as well, but it was getting a bit long. It was already 40 minutes long when I stopped recording, so we're gonna have another 3 matches here this evening, just as a big finale to crown our first ever Global Force Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. Chuck Taylor just raking his foot across the face of Cedric Alexander. And of course, Caprice Coleman, as I mentioned in our previous video, is the Combat Zone Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. He won the Best of the Best tournament a few weeks back to earn the right as Alexander with a quick roll-up, only for a 2 count on Chuck Taylor. Yeah, he won the Best of the Best tournament a few weeks back now, which gained him the opportunity to have a shot at Dean Ambrose's Combat Zone Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. That happened a couple of weeks back. He defeated Dean Ambrose in... it was a surprise, I'm not going to lie, it was a surprise to me. He then went on the next week to defeat Adam Cole in a one-on-one non-title match, so showing that it wasn't a fluke him beating Dean Ambrose. He has these big sort of wins in him, but he's going to have to bring out another level if he wants to keep his championship at our big Combat Zone Wrestling finale episode in 3 weeks' time. It's going to be Cage of Death, it's going to be a 6-man Hell in a Cell match. It's going to be Caprice Coleman, Chris Hero, Dean Ambrose, Adam Cole, Ricochet and Biff Busick all locked inside that cell. Well, they start locked inside that cell. Whether they end up inside the cell is a different story. But yeah, that's going to be a great match. That's going to be in 3 weeks' time, as I said, at the big finale Cage of Death pay-per-view for Combat Zone Wrestling. German suplex there by Caprice Coleman, now slamming the arm of Trent into the mat. Going in for the pin. 1, 2. Oh, so close to a 3 count, and you see the damage of that previous match still affecting Trent. There's no way that should have been close to a 3 count just after the arm breaker. Coleman again with a pin, and again Trent kicking out. And you've got to think this match is not going to go too much longer, surely. Trent trying to get around and make the tag to Chuck Taylor. Catches a jawbreaker on Caprice Coleman now. Changes his mind, tends to continue the assault on Coleman. Throwing him into the best friend's corner. And here he is now bringing Chuck Taylor into the ring. Drop toe hold into the elbow, drop to the back. Great teamwork by the best friends. And now Taylor working on that arm of Caprice Coleman. And of course, damage retention still on, so whoever wins this match is going to take all the damage from the previous 2 matches into the final, where they will face the winner of South African Pride and reDragon, the match we will see next. Coleman makes the tag, and Cedric Alexander makes the tag into the, I was going to say the freshman Coleman, but he's definitely not a freshman at this situation. At this part of the evening, in their second match, there's no such thing as a freshman. The great German suplex by Coleman brings Chuck Taylor back up to his feet, and another German suplex by Caprice Coleman. Rolling Chuck Taylor over for the pin. But right in front of Trent, and that was never going to work, really, was it? And another German suplex by Caprice Coleman, and Caprice Coleman's really starting to take Chuck Taylor to Suplex City here. Not well known for his Suplex City-ness, but there you go. Thumped to the back there by Chuck Taylor. Sending Coleman into this corner, and again, trying to use some great teamwork. And a double reverse suplex, using the ropes for leverage. Trent going in for the pin. 1, 2. Oh, Cedric Alexander was there in time. I'm not sure Coleman would have kicked out on his own accord. Snapmare now locking in the submission. Wrenching at the back of Coleman, but Alexander again breaking the submission hold. And again, Coleman with another German suplex. Pulls Trent back into the middle of the ring. Going to roll him over. 1, 2. Taylor was there on the brink of 3. Literally, there was no time left. And another German suplex by Caprice Coleman. And I'm starting to see some sort of pattern develop here. And again, Chuck Taylor just there in time for the 3 count. Trent takes Coleman out with that spinning lariat. Now brings Chuck Taylor back into the match. I think Trent needs a couple of seconds to regain a bit of consciousness after all those German suplexes. Knee to stomach here by Chuck Taylor. Both guys running into each other. Taylor with a boot to the stomach of Cedric Alexander. And there's that big eat defeat finisher maneuver. Can Trent... Yes, Trent takes Coleman out. And that's it. Best friends are defeated. CNC Wrestle Factory here. They're going on to the finals. Great move. You saw the eat defeat there by Chuck Taylor. And Trent did a fantastic job of just stopping Coleman from making it to break that pinfall. There's that double reverse suplex using the top rope for leverage. And you saw these were so close. Just look at how close the referee's hand is to the mat before Chuck Taylor breaks that pinfall. And here it is, the big eat defeat. And you see Trent across the ring here, just catching Coleman, so he couldn't break the pinfall. And it's a great victory here for the best friends. They're going on to the finals here this evening to face off against the winners of our next match, South African Pride and reDragon. And now it's time for our second semi-final. South African Pride, Justin Gabriel and Angelico take on reDragon, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. And here we go, Bobby Fish and Justin Gabriel in the ring. Of course, South African Pride defeated the Forever Hooligans to get here, and that was a difficult match between the two. And yeah, I think they were taking a bit of damage into this one. And of course, reDragon defeated the American Wolves, and again, difficult match for them. There's a lot of damage been taken by both these teams, and this could end up being a very quick match. Of course, the winners of this match will have to go on and face best friends in the big title match, the final, later on this evening. We're straight after this match, actually. So it could be very difficult for them. Again, you want to take as little damage as possible here. Otherwise, yeah, you're going to be greatly affected in that big finale match later on. Kyle O'Reilly now in the ring. Reverse Hurricanrana by Angelico, and Angelico makes the tag back into Justin Gabriel. And Gabriel misses the hot tag on Kyle O'Reilly. But catches O'Reilly with a hip toss. At least we have ourselves a replay for this match now. Bobby Fish breaks up the pinfall. And you see the damage being sustained by both men, because there was a chance there O'Reilly could have been kept down for the 3 count from a hip toss. That just shows how much damage these guys have taken earlier on this evening. Russian leg sweep here by Justin Gabriel. One half of South African Pride, and now just stamping on the arm there of Kyle O'Reilly, and go for the pin again. 1, 2, and again only a 2 count. O'Reilly kicked out, but Bobby Fish was there as well, I think, just trying to break it up. There's a big suplex into the pin there by Justin Gabriel, but Kyle O'Reilly's feet had rolled underneath the ropes. Knee to the stomach now by Justin Gabriel as well. You see O'Reilly bringing in Bobby Fish, and Gabriel brings in Angelico, the two fresher men, should we call them. Both guys had a bit of an opportunity to have a sit at ringside and just sort of regain some of their energy, hopefully. Angelico now with that Saito suplex, big move on Bobby Fish, now dropping his body weight onto the arm of Bobby Fish again. Clever move that, because we know Bobby Fish likes to lock in a few submission holds, and if his arm's damaged, he's not able to get as much leverage in that submission hold as he would like to. Jawbreaker there by Angelico on Bobby Fish as well. And of course reDragon will definitely be part of my 2K16 roster. One of my favourite tag teams at the moment. Mainly because Kyle O'Reilly's in there, and I think Kyle O'Reilly's an absolutely immense wrestler. It won't be long before Kyle O'Reilly's looked up by WWE, surely. I think WWE's current ongoings are... there's a pin there by Bobby Fish, only for a 2 count. Yeah, I think WWE currently... I think they've signed Rich Swann now, haven't they? And they're also in a hunt for... It looks like Biff Busick. Gargano and Ciampa must be almost signed up, because they've worked about 3 or 4 tapings in a row now. So you'd think that Gargano and Gargano and Ciampa must be, if not already signed up, then pretty close. And of course, James Storm made his debut the other day as well. So I don't think he's signed up as yet. From what I've read, I don't think he's signed up permanently yet. But I think WWE are trying to do a deal, but as are TNA as well. O'Reilly with a pin now. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. O'Reilly went for the back elbow there, but spiked DDT by Angelico. And now just a punt to the stomach as well. Now going for the pin. But O'Reilly was underneath the ropes, gets the rope break. O'Reilly now with the armbar. It's not quite got it locked in properly, so breaks it. And now locking in the submission hold. But Gabriel was there quickly to break it up. Not very good ring position there by Kyle O'Reilly. He was right in front of the corner of South African Pride. He knows that Gabriel would have got straight in the ring. O'Reilly now with the punch. And now following up with a neck breaker. No, it's not. It's that big elbow to the back of the head, and that could finish him off. That's one of Chris Harris's finishing moves too. Oh, and Justin Gabriel there just in time again to break it up. Quick roll up by O'Reilly. Oh, and Angelico has to kick out on his own accord, because there was no way Gabriel was ever going to get there. O'Reilly with a butterfly suplex into the armbar, but Angelico's feet are underneath the bottom rope. And again, poor ring positioning. And now look at this, another submission here. The half Nelson bomb has the legs hooked around the arms of Angelico, but again, Justin Gabriel there in time to break it up. Angelico with that great running kick. Pulls Kyle O'Reilly into the middle of the ring. He's going to go for the pin. 1, 2, and Bobby Fish is in to break it up. And you'd say that reDragon are in control of this match here, but you would not write South African Pride off. I named them as the dark horses earlier on in this competition, knowing what they can normally do in tournaments. They're doing fantastically well in the DDT4 tournament as well. And Gabriel now with this octopus stretch submission hold. And that's it. And that is it. Kyle O'Reilly taps out to Just Incredible's octopus stretch. And South African Pride are going on to the finals to face best friends for the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships here in Global Force Wrestling. Bobby Fish tried to break the submission hold, but Justin Gabriel just had that much of a grip. He was not letting go for love nor money. There was a quick roll up here by Kyle O'Reilly. I thought he might have had Angelico there, but Angelico managed to kick out of the 2. And this is the butterfly suplex into the armbar. Again, that could have had Angelico, but poor ring position. As you see, Bobby Fish trying to break that submission. Wasn't able to to loosen the hold of Justin Gabriel. Then Angelico taking Bobby Fish out of the equation with that big kick. And we're going to see these two guys now face off against best friends. The winners of that match will be the first ever Global Force Wrestling Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions here in our Global Force Wrestling brand of the 2K15 Universe mode. And as I said, my dark horses, South African Pride, have proven me correct here. And now it is time for the final of our Global Force Wrestling Junior Heavyweight Championship, as Trent and Chuck Taylor, the best friends, take on South African Pride, Justin Gabriel and Angelico. And here we go, and you see both these guys showing visible injuries at the start of this match. Justin Gabriel with that rock bottom style slam there, and this could be a very, very quick match indeed. Of course, both these teams have already gone through 2 matches this evening. And Chuck Taylor in quickly there to break that submission hold, that early camel clutch by Justin Gabriel. And as I said, I'm not expecting this match to last too long. All 4 of these guys have taken a hell of a beating here this evening, but they know whoever does win this match will be crowned the first ever Global Force Wrestling Junior Heavyweight Champions. So I think a little bit of there's going to be a little bit of I've forgotten the word. Adrenaline, that's the word. A little bit of adrenaline helping these guys through. And as you see, Trent now would have expected to tap out to that camel clutch, but he's still in this match. Neckbreaker by Justin Gabriel. And South African Pride, who I've named as my dark horses for this match, are definitely doing very well here so far in the early exchanges. Angelico gets tripped up there by Trent, and Trent follows up with the elbow drop. And it'd be nice to see Trent and Taylor pick up the victory here. I'm not showing any sort of favoritism, but Trent and Taylor have not done fantastically well so far in this universe mode as a tag team. So for them to pick up the junior heavyweight tag team champions would really boost them up a little bit. We've seen South African Pride, of course, as I mentioned already. They were the former Global Force Wrestling tag team champions. They've also done very well in the DDT4 tournament as well, knocking out the Young Bucks and the Killer Elite Squad, the tag team champions at the time. So they've really taken their opportunities when they had them, but this could really be a chance for Trent and Taylor to really build themselves up in this universe mode. Taylor with a quick roll-up, 1. Only a 1 count. And Justin Gabriel's there quickly enough to break it up. Taylor now just dumping Angelico over the top of his shoulders, but Taylor, they're trying to use the rope to his advantage again, but it was a rope break anyway. Taylor now with a belly-to-belly suplex on Angelico. And Taylor makes the hot tag, and we're going to see a lot of these in this match, I think, because both players are so worn out, and the hot tag missed there once again as normal. Tilt-a-whirl DDT there by Angelico on Trent, and now brings Justin Gabriel into the ring. And I think, yes, I can see blood there on the ring. I think Trent may have been busted open with that big DDT. Justin Gabriel rolls Trent over. 1, 2, and Taylor's there in time to break it up. Back over by Justin Gabriel, and another big spiked DDT on Trent by Gabriel. And there's only so much more Trent can take, surely. There's that natural selection. And now just Gabriel dropping his entire body weight on the inside of the knee of Trent there, and then a standing shooting star press. Oh, and just sweeping the leg of Trent out as well. Now going for the pin. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. This match still continues on. And Justin Gabriel now has Trent up and drops him on his knee. Angelico and Taylor distracted on the outside, and that's enough time for South African Pride. Justin Gabriel to pick up the victory over Trent. Chuck Taylor distracted on the outside by Angelico. And Justin Gabriel takes Trent out with that sort of shoulder breaker on the knee. And this is the time that I think actually busted Trent open. And we thought this could be all, but Taylor across quickly to break it up. And there you go, Angelico and Chuck Taylor distracted on the outside. Taylor made it back in the ring, but he was just a second too slow, a fraction too slow. And we have now crowned our first ever Global Force Wrestling Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. And I called them at the very beginning the dark horses in this tournament, and I have been proven correct. And I'm going to stress that I've done all this live, all the commentaries live. I did not know beforehand that they were going to get this far. But just from experience of how well these two have worked together in tournaments before in this universe mode, I just had a sneaky feeling that they could be the ones to walk out of here with these Global Force Wrestling Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. And they have. And there you see the completed brackets. And as I've said, Justin Gabriel and Angelico, the new Global Force Wrestling Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. As you see, they defeated Forever Hooligans, reDragon, and Best Friends to make it the whole way here. What a great victory for those two. Well, anyway, guys, that is the end of this episode. I hope you've all enjoyed it. We've seen brand new Tag Team Champions crowned here. If you could like this video, absolutely fantastic. And obviously subscribing is 10 times better. And also be sure to check out our very next episode of Global Force Wrestling, which will be uploaded on Tuesday. I've been Shabby Gamer. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.